Hiya, so hi, I'm Flynn. I will be teaching you some of the basic anatomy of a knife and some safety tips around it, such as how to hold it while working, where to place your hands, and some tips and tricks to make it safer to use every day. Even where I'll get this general knowledge from, it will be because I've worked in kitchens for the past 6 years of my life. So I just want to tell you some stuff so you don't hurt yourself from the hard way I've learned. Anyway. Let's start with your basic kitchen knife. This is an everyday use one, just from any kitchen you'll find at home. For most people, this will be the best thing you can do. I'll start at the top here and work way around the knife. At the top, you've got the spine of the knife. This will be the main structural port, or your main chopping section of the knife, what's this bit here. Usually, you'll get 3 different types. You've got a medium one, like this one. This is for everyday use. You've got a thicker spine. That there is mostly then used for stuff like butchering, something you need a whack hard to break through it. And you've got thinner ones, those usually used for something you need a more flexible knife for, such as deboning knives or fish knives. You then got the tip in the knife. This here is mostly just for fine work. You're not going to be using this really for everyday stuff. So it's good to keep an eye on it. No, they are prone to break, so always be careful with them. So don't put too much strain on it. Going down, you've got the main edge of your knife. Some people will call this the belly, but this is your main working area for the knife. This is where all your work will mostly be done. Around in this section here. This is where most of your work will be done. Most of your chopping will come there. That's where you can get the most leverage for it. Moving down, you've got the heel. Heel can offer 2 things. You can have a really thick heel. Again, that increases the amount of structural support it gives to the knife, which again, for boning knives, you need it, because you don't want to be whacking things. This one here is quite thin, as you can see. Let's move it around there. There you go, quite a nice thin edge. What that can do, it can help you break into stuff, such as like bones, if you want to get the bone marrow out, or help break into nuts, but you need to be careful. So again, this is thin, so it can break. Next up, going on to the handle, you got the bolster. Now the bolster is the bit what connects the knife to the handle. It's the smooth interchange, or it cannot be, depending on your preference. This is a lot of preference stuff. I prefer a nice smoother transition to a bolster. I find that gives you a bit of a better grip when you're holding and using a knife. Moving down, this is a good example. This metal bar here is the tang. This is the main attachment point to your handle. A lot of knives will have quite a small and thin tang that increases the chances of breakage. So when possible, for especially an everyday work knife, such as this, keep it a nice thick tang. That then is attached to your handles, usually via pins or glue. Pins are usually a bit more stronger than glue. But again, mostly just preference there. And finally, the butt, just the end. Just get whatever's comfortable. Now, moving on to another aspect, is the type of hardness you have on your knife. This is a 55. What's a good level for your everyday use knife? That's considered a soft steel knife. That will prevent it from chipping and breaking. So good for everyday use. However, it does dull a lot quicker, as you can see. That is as blunt as you like. However, the higher hardness you can get, it holds its edge for a lot longer. So you find a lot of professional kitchens will have harder steel knives. They increase the amount of time it takes before each sharpening ends. But if you don't do everyday knife, just get one of the lower ones. It's safer, it's less hassle. You don't have to keep an eye on it, it chips too much. Right, let's move next on to some of the 2 standard holds you need to do when you're using a knife to keep stopping you from cutting off your fingers. Number 1, get a good grip on your knife. Full hand, I find it helps you have your index finger over the top and your thumb in a pinching motion. That gives you a nice controlled move to it instead of like flapping around like that. Next, you want a cat's paw. Then you want to follow the knife along and down and pushing forwards. Like that, not back, that takes more time, but forwards. So when you're doing it fast, you go, and that will stop you from cutting your fingers. Now if you need something big and round, do an arch, put it over, and that's all you need, nice and simple. So thank you for listening.